This is one of over 500 assisted PNF stretching demonstrations that can be found as part of my 80 Days to Your Dream Body course, which is available to my channel members. If you'd like to see all of them, then consider becoming a member. But for right now, let's get our stretch on. And while we were resting, we were going to continue with our assisted PNF stretching demonstration at the glenohumeral joint. And right now, I'm going to be showing you guys how to directly target the anterior deltoid. For the anterior deltoid, it has three main actions. It is a flexor, it is a medial rotator, and depending on the orientation of the arm, at 0 degrees, it acts as a shoulder flexor and an abductor in the coronal plane. However, when we are at 90 degrees of coronal abduction, it acts as a horizontal shoulder adductor. So if we wanted to maximize the amount of stretch in the anterior deltoid, we would want to reverse engineer all of the actions. So to do that, what we would do is stabilize at the acromion, and we want to start in a neutral position of the humerus. We don't want to start in a position of medial or lateral rotation. The main action for the anterior deltoid is going to be flexion. So we're going to start by taking the patient into extension. We want the forearm resting on our forearm, and then with an underhand supinated grip, we are going to go ahead and place it at the distal humerus. We're then going to take them into a nice amount of extension. Ideally, you want to try and get as close to 90 degrees. That way we could take them into horizontal abduction to get a little bit more. But from here, once we have that extension, we want to then take the patient into lateral shoulder rotation. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to rotate the arm out. And then once we get some nice deep stretch in the horizontal shoulder of lateral rotation, we're then going to go into horizontal shoulder abduction, or you could think of this also as adduction because you're bringing it toward the midline, however you want to think about it. But horizontal shoulder abduction by bringing that arm down toward the table. Now, from this position right over here, we are going to isolate all of the movements when doing the PNF before we integrate them together. So first, I'm going to instruct the patient to inhale and bring your elbow forward. They're going to inhale, go into shoulder flexion. As they exhale and relax, I'm going to traction to create some space and take them deep into shoulder extension. Then I'm going to instruct the patient to inhale and roll your shoulder inward. They're going to inhale, go into medial shoulder rotation. As they exhale and relax, I'm going to traction to create space and take them deep into lateral shoulder rotation. Then I'm going to instruct the patient to inhale and bring your elbow up to the sky. They're going to inhale, go into horizontal shoulder adduction. And as they exhale and relax, I'm going to traction to create space and take them deep into horizontal shoulder abduction. And now that we've isolated all of the movements, we are going to integrate them all together and combine them. So I'm going to instruct the patient to inhale, and I want you to bring your elbow forward, rotate your shoulder inward, and bring your arm up to the sky. They're going to inhale and simultaneously go into shoulder flexion, medial rotation, and horizontal shoulder adduction. And as they exhale and relax, I'm going to traction to create some space and simultaneously take them deep into shoulder extension, lateral rotation, and horizontal abduction. When we are working on the full stretch for the anterior deltoid, we've got three different components that we're working on. So we've got extension, lateral rotation, and horizontal shoulder abduction. So when we are focusing on taking the patient into extension, aside from the anterior deltoid, we're also going to be targeting the clavicular attachment of the pectoralis major, as well as the long head of the biceps brachii and the coracobrachialis. When we are taking the patient into lateral shoulder rotation, we're going to be targeting both the clavicular and sternal attachment of the pectoralis major. We're also going to be targeting both we're going to be targeting the latissimus dorsi because it's a medial rotator, and we're also going to be targeting the teres major because it is once again a medial shoulder rotator. We're also going to be getting the subscapularis. The subscapularis, its only action is medial shoulder rotation. And then with regard to the horizontal shoulder adduction, that once again is going to be the sternal attachment of the pectoralis major and the clavicular attachment. And we are also going to be getting some recruitment with regard to the anterior, obviously this is the anterior deltoid stretch, so we are going to be getting a lot of the anterior deltoid. That is the main stretch. In this particular variation, the main stretch is the anterior deltoid because we are reversing all of its main actions. So if you ever have somebody who has really rounded shoulders, somebody who's everybody, most North Americans, they're eating in this position, they're driving in this position, they're on their phones, they're on their computers, they're always medially rotated. So to open up the anterior capsule of the joint and take them more into lateral rotation and really stretch that anterior deltoid, This is going to be a terrific stretch for most people who are living in North America. During the next rest period, we are going to start working distally a little bit, and we're going to start working into the long head of the biceps brachii. But for right now, our rest period is up. Time for set number 4. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.